Our third panel discussion will be on reinventing the digital marketplace with blockchain. I'm sure you're going to hear something in the history of blockchain that you've never heard before. So I would like to ask Alex Atashkar, please give it up to him, and Dr. Hugo Gong, Nish Patel, Joner Seving, and Sid Shekhar. Please come to the stage. Thank you.
Okay. So, do you have me? Hello? Hello. I can see like half of the audience are already outside, right? Chilling out? That's fine, because now I'm gonna announce something that all of them gonna regret. Something is happening right now on this stage, which is happening for the first time in the history of blockchain, for the first time. And they're going to regret it. You know what is that? We have two biggest exchanges of the world, sitting on the same panel. This never happened. Binance and Coinbase, both of them together. It's never happened, never. So this is something that many people are going to talk about, and we're going to go through detail why. That's why I told them I think this stage is not stable enough for this panel, because I don't know how much money we are talking about, billion or trillions of dollars here, I don't know. Okay, so please introduce yourself. Let's start from Sid. Introduce yourself and then we move.
All right. Hey guys, good to be here, and yeah, I mean, pretty exciting discussion today. Hopefully, so yeah, my name is Sid Shekhar. I lead the blockchain research team at Coinbase. Currently, what that entails is we look at everything blockchain data related across the entire ecosystem, from layer 2s to other layer 1 blockchains, and try to figure out what's actually happening. You know, what's happening in the ecosystem, what kinds of users are transacting, what are they doing with the capital, where is capital flowing across the ecosystem. Essentially everything blockchain data related we try to understand, and then guide different products at Coinbase to best serve the ecosystem.
Okay, great. Hugo, please.
Hi everyone, my name is Hui Gong, but you can call me Hugo. Currently, I'm a lecturer in the University of Westminster. I'm the module leader for the MSc FinTech. I teach blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. I also teach artificial intelligence in the university. So in the blockchain module, I will not only teach them the technology side, like how to issue the ERC-20 or ERC-721 token. I will also teach for the commercial side, like how to use this token to tokenize some real asset. So it's a quite interesting project, quite interesting program in the university, and I think it's very unique all over the world. Not many universities they are currently doing this kind of module or like doing this kind of research. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Nish?
Hi guys, my name's Nish. I am a regional director in our EU leadership team. I report into our head of strategy and operations across multiple regions. Primarily focuses on, you know, as I said, driving sort of our regulatory strategy, but also looking at our products that we're offering as well in the markets, and optimizing to the best of ability, and, you know, furthering business development growth on the institutional space.
Okay, great. Joner?
I am Joner. I'm regulatory counsel to Wirex. Wirex is a crypto asset payment platform which combines exchange capabilities with payment capabilities, such as like debit cards and payment accounts. Obviously, exchange capability is not big and exciting as Coinbase and Binance, but we also offer a variety of crypto products like non-custodial wallets that you can also mint and also transfer your NFTs and variety of assets, together with central exchange capabilities that is directly linked to your debit card, and then you can spend your cryptos directly via merchants throughout MasterCard and Visa capabilities.
Perfect.
Pretty much.
Thank you so much. I don't need introduction. You know me, right? You don't? Okay, it's there at the top. You know, we are the title sponsor of the event. Okay, seed.photo. So we are the only NFT marketplace exclusively for photographers. We are trying to save art. I'm gonna talk about it deeply in my keynotes today after the break, not now, because now, as I told you, this stage is heavy enough. We cannot talk about anything else. So as a first question, I cannot get rid of this, Nish. How this happened that you as Binance and Coinbase, you are on the same stage?
I mean,
the relation is that good?
you know what? Like everybody in the crypto industry, works together, right? In a way, right? In the sense that, it's a very small industry, and people, bounce around from place to place, right? So naturally, you know people in other firms and whatnot. So yeah, just a coincidence that we're both on stage together.
Okay. Apart from joke, this is very, very important, because if you just check the history of blockchain, especially when we are talking about legislation, you can see that the main role of Binance and Coinbase through this journey was very, very, very important. That's why, as I mentioned, it's an honor to have both of you on this panel, and I'm sure you're going to learn a lot from this one. So the title of this panel is The Rise of NFT Marketplaces. All of the heavy exchanges like yours, they have their own NFT marketplaces now. And every single day we are hearing that, oh, a new NFT marketplace is coming up. So let me start from Sid. What do you think? You think we're going to have more NFT marketplace and that's healthy?
Yeah, I think it's a mixed bag. Over the past few months, we've seen an explosion in layer 2s. There's been about 50 layer 2s launched over the past few months, and then there's going to be plenty more through the end of the year. So assets are going to be fragmented across all of these layer 2s, and naturally assets include NFTs, right? So I think we need marketplaces that support multiple blockchains, multiple layer 2s, and sometimes some of these, on the tech front, it's a little difficult sometimes when the tech differs to integrate multiple back-end blockchain technologies, right? So naturally there might be an NFT marketplace that serves a particular layer 2 or layer 1 chain better, and we might see that fragmentation across the ecosystem.
Mm-hmm. Hugo, what do you think?
I think there's still a lot of opportunities for the NFT marketplace. And for me personally, yeah, I'm an NFT lover. I bought a lot of NFT. Currently in my Twitter account, I use Azuki as my profile picture. So I think it's very interesting in this market. But to be honest, there's still some challenge to this market as well. Because as you mentioned just now, in this panel, you say Coinbase and Binance sit together. But last time I see these two companies together is in the news several weeks ago. And the other side is SEC. So I'm not sure if you guys still remember. So I think the most challenge currently is from the regulation side. Mm-hmm. So that is a challenge. And I always ask why. Why the challenge is always from the regulation side. I think it's because this technology, blockchain technology, is the most close technology to the money. Because think about, we have artificial intelligence, we have IoT, We have conductor. Recently, the news, did you see the news? The superconductor.
Yeah.
These technologies, they are very high technology. But think about, is it close to money? I don't really think so. But blockchain is different. Blockchain, crypto, they are very close to money. So that's why the regulators, they are very worried about that. So I think in the future, there will be a lot of opportunity, but at the same time, we face a lot of challenge because it takes many years for our human beings transfer from shares to gold, make the payment.
Yeah.
And from gold to banknote, it takes 100 years maybe. Okay, but from banknote to the crypto, maybe it will take a few years because the regulator need time to understand this technology, and especially for NFT as well, because I know there's a lot of advantage for NFT. As you mentioned, your platform is for the photographer. So I think 30 years ago, maybe 30 years ago, and when I was a child, there's no digital camera. You take photograph, you have like a paper, right? That photograph. But after 10 years, there will be digital camera, so you can save the photo in the PC. But at the same time, there's still problem because you may lost this data. But right now we have blockchain. We can upload these kind of asset into blockchain, so you will never lost it. But this technology, it will take time for the regulator to understand, because once you upload this data into blockchain, maybe it will become asset. Maybe it will have some value. So once it has some value, it will close to the money. So that is a challenge. But I still believe there will be a lot of opportunities.
Okay, thank you so much. And Nish, Binance has one of the most innovative marketplaces, NFT marketplaces, we know that. And you guys recently launched Cristiano Ronaldo, a special NFT collection, right? So do you think that rising other NFT marketplaces gonna be healthy, or you see that as a competition coming towards Binance?
I think ultimately competition drives innovation, right? That's always been a traditional sort of stance. And then obviously you touched upon a few of our sort of NFT sort of drops, which is obviously the CR7 one. We dropped the second collection, and then we got the Weeknd on his highest grossing tour for a black artist, right, in history. So timing's really important as well. The way NFT platforms and marketplaces collaborative care wells. I think that's going to be very crucial and going forward. And you know what? Other marketplaces, they come up with innovative ways. That always spurs us to think, outside the box more, right? And when there's more marketplaces, you actually start thinking about NFTs beyond just, pieces of artwork as well, right? Because the key focus of the next NFT wave is utility. What is the utility? What is the purpose, right? Can that NFT perform better in Web3 than it, and fix Web2 sort of, legacy issues? So real estate is a great example. Tokenization is a great example. Ricardian smart contracts have been around. It's been actually, documented for many years, right, in economic papers. So you're going to see potentially sort of a lot of real estate marketplaces, NFT marketplaces. A lot, there's been quite successful pilots and trials done in many jurisdictions where, local land registries actually successfully tokenized a deed, right? And then that's attributed to an NFT. So you're going to see that process, I think, really accelerate more. And that would expand, I think, what we perceive as NFT marketplaces going forward.
Okay, thank you so much. Johnner, you are coming from a background which is mainly on payment gateways, and one of the biggest obstacles that many people are facing these days, changing fiat to crypto and changing crypto to fiat, have to follow many regulations.
Yeah.
So having a new era on blockchain as an NFT, it's pushing more a community towards your payment gateway, or you think that exchanges are already grabbing everyone?
No, I think when you think about it, the payment capabilities are vital to the environment and its growth. And we see, at least I see personally, more B2B growth on payment capabilities, like more companies especially getting more involved on increasing their payment capabilities, whether DeFi or centralized manner. Because now we are seeing more off-ramp, on-ramp solutions, and they're trying to work directly with DeFi solutions or like NFT markets without any involvement of centralized exchange. We see, of course, it comes with regulatory challenges, right?
Yeah.
So now we have travel rule, recommendations, and it's mingling into anti-money laundering directive in the UK in a 1 month time, and next year we will see EU obligations to identify people exchanging cryptos into fiat or even sending their crypto into WASP. So it also comes with the regulatory difficulties, obviously, but I think both on B2B side and B2C side, we see an increased demand on more payment capabilities. This could be, for example, like cards working directly with the DeFi wallets. This could be other like on-ramp, off-ramp solutions. This could be maybe open banking solutions getting directly integrated into blockchain solutions. But in order to facilitate that, I think we need to be aware of the challenges that's coming with that. And for example, for project owners, for business owners, ownership and identification of the business and the people will be the key, because without that, you can't really integrate those solutions into your Web3 or DeFi project. We have to be aware of that, and I think payment is now still standing between Web2 and Web3 because it can't be integrated into Web3 with the current regulatory framework, but can very well stand somewhere between, like a bridge between Web2 and Web3, in my view.
Okay. Actually, 2 years ago, when I was trying to pass my online course in MIT lab, blockchain and crypto was the subject. Gary Gensler, he was one of the teachers on MIT, and when he got the title in SEC, I was so happy that, oh, what a chance that one of our previous teachers, he is now the head of SEC. I don't know why everything changed, why whatever he was teaching us now doesn't have that meaning anymore. You know, everything is in a different manner. We don't go to that door. But we are talking about challenge here. And in United States, Coinbase is one of the exchange which always followed the regulations of the SEC, which was very successful actually in the past 6-7 years. If you check how Coinbase was very flexible in a way to follow SEC, but it seems that the regulation is every day having something new and getting harder and harder and harder. So, Sid, what do you think? You think this regulation finally gonna lead us somewhere as a safe haven, or are we gonna have this challenge forever?
The hope is we don't. I mean, Coinbase is trying to move towards regulatory clarity in the States and trying to make a big push. And you know, it's in process right now, being worked through, and the hope is we have clarity. That's just in the States. I think one stat to note is that while there is a lot of news and chat around the States, there's a whole world outside. In fact, we've seen even in the 2023, like P2P payments of crypto have picked up the record volumes P2P across the globe outside the US. So you know, that's a big focus for Coinbase as well, internationally as well. So while we continue to fight, you know, for clarity in the States, there's all of the globe as well where crypto lives, right? So.
Okay, let me ask this from Hugo, that transparency, it's one of the points that usually governmental bodies they are pointing at. What we understood is that blockchain is about transparency. So we have to be on the same page because government asking for transparency and blockchain is about transparency. So academically, because I know you are in that field, do you think this transparency gonna lead us finally to a solution with governmental body?
I think, yeah, it will be a good solution, to be honest. But in the reality, it will be hard for the transparent. For some DeFi platform, I'm not sure if you know the DeFi platform called Curve currently. They also have some problem. They are transparent, they are DeFi platform, but they will also face some problem. For the centralized exchange, maybe more problem. I didn't see Coinbase or Binance, but if you see FTX, if there's no transparent, it will be very dangerous. So I think transparent is a good point. Let the government, let the regulator try to understand the blockchain technology, and maybe it will not start from in the finance area, in the pure finance area. Maybe it will start from some area like supply finance, like supply chain, use blockchain technology and a transparent, let a lot of company, enterprise to use blockchain technology because they are transparent. Maybe it's a good way to let the government or regulator try to understand this technology, and then try to implement this technology into the finance area. But in the finance area, to be honest, transparent for me is a nature word. It's not always positive or negative. It's a nature word. Sometimes transparent is good, but sometimes if you find everything is transparent, you will find it's terrible. So transparent to me is a nature word. Yeah.
Okay. How many of you are living in UK? Raise your hand. Okay. So the next question gonna be very interesting for you because Nish is working with FCA very closely because as someone who is taking over all the legalities and trying to finalize all of those with the huge team that they have in UK. I don't know if you know or not, but Binance has a huge team in UK. And I know you have a very close relation with FCA, like meetings and back and forth. So how does that look like?
So look, I think we take a proactive approach of all the regulators as well, right? So a part of the EU leadership team and, especially, some of the hires that we've made, like Richard Teng as well, who covers all of our markets. He's an ex-regulator. Myself, I'm an ex-regulator from the FCA. Look, we have very collaborative conversations. We work on finding the best sort of solution to continually service the market and prevent harm from happening to our UK consumers. So that's what I would say.
Okay. So let's go to Johnner. Virex, one of the famous payment gateways, and I know you guys have one of the first one who created that idea of how to use your ATM cards connected to crypto. So I'm sure you guys are under pressure.
Yeah. Indeed, Virex was the first principal MasterCard member in crypto, or maybe to better define, crypto-native firm that has the first principal MasterCard license, and we have a very good relationship with Visa. Regionally, we change, but we have good relationship with both MasterCard and Visa, and we try to combine crypto and payments and make it as easy as it could be. I think one of the challenges is you usually need to exchange it first and put it in the payment account and then need to spend. So we're just trying to make this as simple as it could be but it comes with again challenges because when you exchange it and when you exchange it to fiat currency, then you become subject to a whole different regulations of e-monies or payment service directive in Europe and payment service regulations in the UK. And before that, you're just in the crypto world, which you have the supervision under Money Laundering Directive 5 or or money laundering regulations in the UK. But when you exchange it, it just, yeah, it just, I think, like, I feel it like, it's like a fish, you know, you put it on the water and you put outside the water, and then, it's a whole different environment when you, before you exchange it and after you exchange, and it's hard to.
You mean when you touch fiat, then everything is different, right?
Yeah. It's definitely hard to explain to the regulators as well, you know, because they want to see a clarity. They want to see as simple as it could be, but it's never simple. It's never been the case. So that's why we're trying to be on top of both sides, and we try to keep on top of all our partner relationships, and of course, for example, like other banking providers, they're on top of us all the time. They're asking questions when you mention crypto. They ask 5 questions instead of 1, right? And it's vital to keep these relationships alive, and maybe improving them to the extent possible is our priority, both for banking partners, card partners, or any other technology partners we are working on. It's not an easy job, but I think we have been doing a great job. And as we see more education from the regulatory side, you ask, for example, how it's going with the FCA. I think all regulators, not only the FCA, is improving their capabilities and hiring more, specializing people in crypto is we see more. And sometimes in this kind of conferences, I get like good and detailed questions from regulators, ex-regulators, and it's actually making me happy because when we have more educated people on the ground, whatever it is, it could be with a company, it could be with a payment company, it could be with a regulator, wherever they are. I think as you see more educated people, it's good for anyone. I don't feel that is just a competition necessarily.
Exactly. So what I have to emphasize to close this subject is that we cannot forget FCA or SEC, they are there to protect us, to protect me, to protect you, to protect our money, our asset. But this journey is a long journey. So we cannot expect government to just come and say, okay, you can do whatever you want. It's not like that. Because we are talking about a completely new generation of payment, transaction, and it's going to take time. So maybe today it's going to be a challenging for you a bit that, oh, okay, these regulations and restrictions, but in the long run, definitely that's going to be on the way, which is going to help the whole industry. So let's go back to our main subject of NFT and marketplaces. We have a new technology, let's call it, a new concept, AI. And with this new AI, everyone can be an artist. You just simply go to any AI platform, just ask the platform to create any sort of artwork you want. 2 minutes after, you upload it to NFT Marketplace. Now, you have NFT plus your own artwork. What is the value of that? That's the question. So all of these NFTs now that we can see in this market, let's go to see it. Do you see any value on the NFTs which just created every single second by users without any knowledge, only by AI?
Yeah, actually, this is, I think, a place where blockchain can play a pretty big role, especially with NFTs, because it signifies kind of a sense of provenance. When you stamp something as an NFT, it lives on a blockchain. You can kind of trace where it came from and also where it's moving to. Certain forms of AI, you don't know whether something is generated by AI or not. And when you represent it as an NFT, and especially if you're transparent about it and you actually mint that on the blockchain and represent that data on the blockchain and maintaining that it's generated by AI, we can have an overview of what art out there is AI generated and what art is not, especially in a world of content being generated all the time. What's fake, what's real, what's AI, what's not. all the more important to use on-chain from the technology perspective to represent that provenance.
Okay, thank you so much. Hugo?
I think AI is very important, and AIGC, the generative AI, will be the future for sure. And the most important value they create, for me, I think, is the culture. Because I have an example when we talk about transformers. Anyone know transformers? Transformer or transformers? So like the people like me, when we talk about the transformers, in my head, I think about the toy. I'm not sure if you play that toy, Transformers. And for the people 10 years younger than me, like the people born after 1995, they will think about the movie Transformers because they will not play that toy, they see that movie. But for the people born after year of 2000, when they talk about a transformer, they think about the transformer is a transformer model in natural language processing, the ChatGPT, T is for the transformer. So they play that. That is the culture. So right now, this Z generation, they will not play Jellycat as fashion. They play NFT as fashion. And in the future, maybe that NFT will created by AI. Maybe that NFT is not just a picture. It can be a movie. It can be a story. It can be a novel. It can be anything. If it's unique, it can be an NFT. And they will trade it as an NFT because it's unique, because created by yourself. Maybe I'm not good at in programming, but I can use ChatGPT. I can use this CRUD, this software to help me to do the coding. Maybe I'm not a designer. I can use Midjourney to help me to design some photograph. So in the future, if you have idea, the most important is about idea. If you have idea, you can create something belongs to you, or you can create something, add some value, mint it into NFT to trade it. That will be the culture. So I think the most important value is the culture. For NFT, for AI plus Web3 is culture.
Okay, Nish?
Yeah, I think with the AI it's quite interesting, right? You know, when it comes to AI and blockchain, there's always a competition when it comes to hardware, right? When it comes to like, especially on the mining side of things and proving, you know, especially with the Bitcoin network. So I definitely know the miners are competing against AI right there on the hardware perspective. So, and then when you go down to like, you know, these NFT marketplaces, which are not obviously using, you know, Bitcoin and whatnot network, but maybe in the future, you never know, if there's changes to the network. There's obviously, that barrier is not there, right? That conflict is not there as such. Because you know, it's more of a proof of stake type of you know, proving that doesn't require a huge electrical output. And I think when it comes to authenticity, that's very critical. And I think that obviously some of the guys already mentioned it, authenticity and the culture aspect as well. And you know, as I said, when it comes to NFT marketplace, it's always about giving equity for the creators. You know, so for the artists, for the musicians, etc. So, you know, marketplaces, you know, such as yourself, that are working on seed photo, that are giving equity back to the photographers, that's very important, and that's all about authenticity, right? Authenticating the photographs that are taken by, you know, these photographers that have, you know, built their life, you know, have built a network, have built a life, have built a story, you know, that you can't generate from AI, right? That's, a photo has a story to it, and the person taking it has many years of doing it. That's something that AI, you cannot replicate, right? So when it comes to branding and brand story, you'll see a huge push to that, and you can see that in marketing anyway, right? Especially in growth, there's a huge focus on brand strategy and brand, you know, what is your brand message? So I think that's critical when you're trying to differentiate between an AI-generated NFT and then the one that's, you know, generated and authenticated on a correct marketplace by a creator that spent their life, you know, creating such artwork.
Okay, John?
Yeah, well, maybe in order to look from legal perspective, I think NFT, they are very new concept, right, and like widely unregulated. And then when you include AI into that, you just get it some kind of a rabbit hole, because the two unregulated concepts getting into together, we are still debating what is the IP ownership about the NFTs, and what if you, for example, include an AI, and AI is using someone's photograph, and is it deriving from the original IP rights? Who has the ownership of these IP rights? So I think so many questions, and when you combine those two concepts, you just getting into a rabbit hole now. We need clarity one by one, I guess, and then we can only combine those. And most important ones are, what is the underlying asset there? I definitely agree that what is the authenticity, what is the underlying asset? Is it a scratch card? Because NFT is a concept. Underlying asset could be anything. It could be an artwork, it could be a scratch card, it could be a certificate, it could be something just confirming something on the blockchain. It doesn't necessarily have to be an artwork. That was the main discussions during Money Laundering Directive 5 consultations. Everyone was saying that, okay, art dealers are regulated under Money Laundering Directive, so NFTs should be like that. No, it is just demeaning the concept of NFT. We need to be looking at the underlying asset, and then we'll be understanding what is really needed to get this clarification. I guess this is the part. And FCA recently, I think literally yesterday, published a new guidance. I haven't had time to go over that personally, but maybe someone in the room may have. And I think we will see also a regulator guidance on how to use that. But I think we are in the baby steps, if I may call. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. How many of you are using AI? No, not like that. I want to see.
Yeah.
Okay, almost half. Okay, that's cool.
Did you use AI to get the questions that you?
Oh no, actually no, because the funny part is, before we were planning to come to stage, I just write down some of the items. I didn't use any of them, because the subject was completely different.
Ask guys from Coinbase and Binance.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So AI, as mentioned, another new era, gonna stay there. We're gonna get used to it with the new regulations. So we don't have time, actually. We wanna go for the last question. Many people, they love to get involved when you are talking about NFT, because for them it's like, oh, I was late to buy Bitcoin. I was late to buy Ethereum. But for NFT, I don't wanna be late. So any advice for anyone who wants to really jump to NFT as an artist, or as an investor, or as someone who just want to collect? Give us your point of view and what is your advice? Sid?
Yeah, I mean, to start with, I think we're in the very beginning stages of what is to come with NFTs. I kind of look at it as a parallel to tokens. If you remember, I had a crypto analytics business in 2016. We were analyzing ICOs back in the day when people just did token sales and they raised ETH and they didn't do anything with the ETH. We just had these ICOs and nothing really happened. Only in 2020 did we see tokens actually derive value with DeFi and other use cases on chain, and now tokens are a crucial part of on-chain ecosystems. Similarly, now I think we've seen NFTs as PFPs or profile pictures, or just like images on chain, which are fine, which is cool. But the real use case of NFTs, what is an NFT for? It can be used to represent any form of content, and we're using the trust layer, that's the blockchain, right? That's the point of an NFT. And I don't think it's fully been realized yet in terms of the use cases. So as a user or as a developer, I think there's so much to be done in terms of what are real world use cases that we can use to represent as NFTs? Mm-hmm. Whether that's real estate, whether that's tickets on chain, whether that's identity. There's such a vast idea space yet to be built. Mm-hmm. That's what I hope to see in the next cycle.
Okay, Hugo, before you answer that question, tell us a bit about University of Westminster.
Yeah.
Are you guys have any sort of a syllabus dedicated to blockchain, metaverse, or NFT?
Yes.
Yeah, you have. Okay.
So we have a module called Blockchain Technology and Cryptocurrency, and I upgrade this content every year. And since 2020, I added one topic is about metaverse. And since 2021, I added one topic about NFT as well. So yeah, during the class, I will teach them how to mint their NFT by using the ERC-721 smart contract on Polygon test network. So for me, actually, NFT, I will not treat it as a pure investment. I buy it because I love it. So people may think I'm crazy. I will spend a lot of Ether to buy Azuki, element as well. But for me, to be honest, I just love it. That's the only reason, because I think this picture is nice. It's fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, to be honest, and I will not only buy one. I will buy some. And people will ask me like the question, why you buy so many pictures? Because it's not like in Twitter you can only use one picture as your profile picture.
Yeah.
But I will ask him another question. Do you only have one bag? Why you buy Gucci and then you buy LV and then you buy Dolce & Gabbana? Why? Why you have so many bags? I treat this digital asset as luxury goods in my digital world.
So ladies,
so
don't buy more bags. Buy NFT, right?
So the
Okay.
problem is I have LV, I have some LV, LV bags. But I need to wear the LV, go to the real world, and the people will see my LV. Yeah, I wear the Gucci tie. People see me, people will see my Gucci tie. But in the Twitter, they cannot see me. They will only see my profile picture.
Exactly.
That's the point. That's the point. So I buy Azuki is the only reason is I want to join the community, and I think the picture is so fancy. So I buy not only one, several.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Maybe another common point, if you go to a dirty alley, they steal your LV bags, and they can steal your NFTs too, yeah. So
Exactly.
you don't use a good marketplace.
So
Yeah.
do you want to answer the question and then we finish with Nish? Yeah.
No, I think it was pretty much summarized, and Hugo's answer really, actually, literally indicated that there could be limitless of use cases for NFTs, and maybe it's not. Maybe it's a good thing that some of the people were late, so they didn't sell their family house and invested in a monkey NFT whatsoever 2 years ago. So I think, again, it comes down to what is the underlying asset, what is the project, and do we really understand this? So this maybe like 30 seconds I can also explain that crypto asset, something that FCA is bringing to the UK, crypto asset financial promotion rules, and this will be applicable to any sort of assets that we need to understand ownership and how, if we are investing something, we just need to understand what we are investing in. And if you don't understand this, please don't invest. I think that would be the ideal recommendation that I can give to anyone.
So you believe before anything they have to just go through the process of educational systems and training and okay.
Exactly. I think it is applicable to anything. If you don't understand what are bonds, don't invest on them. If you don't understand what are NFTs, don't invest on them. If they're giving you free, just make sure that you're not giving anything, because sometimes you think that things are free, but they're actually not.
Thank you so much. Nish, before you answer that last question, we can see that Binance Academy is really, really powerful and strong when it's come to NFT especially. Why is that?
Yeah, so I was actually going to lead on. So obviously the education element and communities, right? So I think definitely at Binance we feel like we have an obligation, right, to educate our consumers. So that's why we continuously expand our Binance Academy, the guides, NFT guides, the how-to guides, how do you buy, how do you keep it secure as well, right? Because we obviously mentioned there's obviously theft risk, right?
Binance Academy is free, right?
Yes.
So
it's
if you don't know, Binance Academy is a proper university of blockchain, NFT, crypto, token, etc., free of charge.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, like, obviously we educate.
Yeah, that's seriously.
Well, one of the things as well of our academy as well, and even in Binance in general, we educate about risks as well. So obviously the financial promotion regime that's coming out, even though it's only applicable to qualifying crypto assets, that's all fungible tokens, so NFTs is actually outside of scope. But we still make sure the consumer understands the risk for NFTs. We go that extra step beyond. We have our guides, we have our risk warnings, and I think it's very important. But I think, huge admiration for people like, obviously, Hugo at universities, that really from, the millennial generation, educating them how to actually mint an NFT, what is an NFT. So the process actually starts a lot further down, before they potentially even know what Binance is or can have access to Binance, right? I think the deeper that we get it into, potentially even to those GCC levels, right? Even before they reach university, the more education that they have earlier before they approach this sort of market and complex investments, the better.
Thank you so much. Before we close the panel, after the break, we're going to have another panel, and after that, I'm going to have a keynote for you today, which for the first time we are giving the data, all the data that we were working on for the past 4 years from Seed Data Lab, and you will understand exactly what market is doing right now. We're going to give you all the figures. You will understand how many people are buying what, where, how much. We're going to give you all the details today, and I'm sure it's going to be very interesting for you. So, guys, thank you so much. It was a great honor to have you on this panel. Please. So, we're going to have our photo of the panel, and then I think they're going to leave us for a break. Please.